Good afternoon to all of you. I welcome all of you in today's lecture. In the last lecture, we were saying that the module number 4, okay? We already started the module number 4, and module number 4 is purely depends upon the prefabricated constructions. How the prefabricated construction is done in case of the high-rise building, then in case of any types of the civil engineering project, what are the different component parts, how to fabricate, how to construct. So all these syllabus are included in module number 4. So the one of the important articles we was started in the last lecture, that is the prefabricated constructions. So as far as concerned with the prefabricated constructions, it is the practice of assembling a different component of a structure. For example, slab, beam, then column footing, staircase at a manufacturing site, and transporting those sub-assembly to the location on the construction site. So prefabricated construction is sometime uh, gives the more advantageous as compared to the regular mode of the constructions, that is the traditional constructions on the site. So in reality, however, it is quite the opposite. The prefabricated construction is become more common nowadays, and all the stakeholders, okay, the urban planner, then the designers, all are going to for this modern technology, that is the prefabricated constructions. So because of its having various advantages as compared to the traditional constructions method, as far as concerned with the prefabricated constructions, it is eco-friendly, flexible, consistent quality, reduce site disturbance, then shorter construction time, and also the safety. Okay, so that's why the prefabricated constructions is going nowadays, and using these techniques every stakeholders. So now I am going to share the today's presentation with all of you. So these are the things we was seen in the last lecture, prefabricated constructions. Okay, if you look over the syllabus, then in the module number 4 we have the relative economy of the prefabricated constructions. Means if you want to construct a G plus 2 buildings, then we have to compare the prefabricated G plus 1 buildings, and we have to compare with the traditional methods, means on-site constructions. That is known as the relative economy. Okay, so we will see one real site problems. So how it will save the economy as far as concerned with the prefabricated constructions with the traditional constructions, okay, on the site. Then another thing is that here in case of the prefabricated constructions, we are going to use the uh, pre-stressed concrete, okay, pre-stressed concrete or precast concrete members. Then also the steel constructions is also a prefabricated constructions. Then how we can plan and how we can operate on the actual construction site. and how to erect with the help of suitable equipment. So we require the suitable equipment such as different types of the cranes, tower, crawler, then jeep tower cranes and the floating and dredging equipment. So this is a particular syllabus of the module number 4. Now look at the once again the prefabricated constructions. So prefabricated construction is the practice of assembling the members of a structure in a factory, okay, or the industry, and then we have to transport whatever may be the members we have casted in the factory. We have to transport with the help of a heavy vehicles, heavy truck on the side, and then with the help of a skilled labor, okay, with the help of skills manpower, and with the help of the appropriate machinery or devices, we have to assemble on the site, okay, where the structure is to be located. So these things we was seen in the last lectures. Again, we should understand the three main stages in case of the prefabricated constructions. The first stage is that the manufacturing component of site, that is in the factory or the workshop, and then with the help of the heavy vehicles, that is the truck, we have to transport on the site, and then with a skilled manpower and with the heavy duty machinery we have to assemble where we need, okay. So these are the steps we should follow. And also we was seen that in the last lectures the stages in prefabricated constructions. First stage is the casting, then second one is curing, then transportation, and then erections, okay. So these are the stages in prefabrication constructions. Then also we was seen that in the last lectures the different advantages, okay, as compared to the on-site constructions. So these are the major advantages of the prefabricated constructions. As self-supporting ready-made component are used, the need for formwork, shuttering and scaffolding is greatly reduced. So in case of the prefabricated constructions, we require less number of formwork, shuttering, scaffolding, and also we can reduce the construction time. And then if the construction time will reduce, ultimately the total cost of the construction will be minimized, okay. So the as compared to the on-site constructions, this technique, prefabrication construction technique, is economical. Then also we can achieve the better the quality, okay. The quality control can be easier in the factory assembly as compared to the on-site constructions. Then we can save the labor, then also we can save the materials, space and the overhead, okay. Then also in sometimes, as far as concerned with the traditional constructions methods such as the on-site constructions, in case of the rainy seasons, okay, in case of the monsoon season, we cannot construct in the bad weather. So as far as concerned with the prefabricated constructions, you can work in the such environment, rainy seasons. So there is no impact of the rainy seasons as far as concerned with the prefabricated constructions. Then the amount of waste can be minimized, then correct shape and dimensions and the sharp edges are maintained, the possibility of alternations and the reuse, okay. So if you see in case of the current practice which is going on the on site, okay, so everyone try to use such a modern technology, that is the prefabrication constructions. All the stakeholders, okay, are going to use such type of the prefabrication constructions on the you can say the site, for the purpose of to achieve the economy, to reduce the time and better quality control on the site, and we can also reduce the labor, space and the materials. as far as concerned with the prefabricated constructions. Look at the certain limitations, or you can say the disadvantages of the prefabrication constructions. It has certain disadvantages. We need the careful handling of the prefabricated components. Right, okay. So we need a safe transportations, okay. We need heavy duty truck to transport all the prefabricated components from the factory up to your actual site where the construction. So whatever may be the distance in between the on-site and the factory, so this is a main limitations, means we have to need a of the prefabricated components, okay. Then the another disadvantages of such technology is that the attention has to be paid to the strength and the corrosion resistance of the joining of prefabricated section to avoid the failure of the joint. So we need the more attentions, you can say, the beam column junctions, or the column to slab junctions, okay, or beam to slab junctions, or even the footing to column junctions, okay. So we required a skilled manpower in case of the prefabricated constructions. Without any skilled manpower, nobody go for this type of the technology. So some experience manpower will require to uh, join the slab to beam, beam to column, and column to footing, etc., etc. So such kind of manpower we required, and that's why these are the certain limitations of the this technology. Then large prefabricated sections require heavy duty cranes, and also the precision measurement and handling to the place in a position. So we require a heavy duty machinery for lifting up such kind of the member for a greater height. If you want to construct a high-rise building, okay, so while constructing the high-rise building, we require the heavy-duty cranes, okay. So in case another disadvantages of such technology is high transport cost, okay, and need of erection equipment, skilled labor, and the supervision is required. So these are the certain limitations or the disadvantages as far as concerned with this technology. Then here we can use such prefabricated construction. So this is not a limited area, this is not a limited applications area, but we can look at the applications of such technology. So we can construct a the skyscrapers, or the bridges, or the flyovers, okay, or you can say the high-rise buildings. So even the office blocks, warehouses, and the factory buildings. So we can fabricated the bridge element also. Then radio towers or the mobile phone towers and other services often consist of multiple prefabricated sections. Then modern lattice towers and guide mats are also commonly assembled as far as concerned with the prefabricated construction point of view. So these are the some major applications where we can use such technology, but this is not limited. Then to fabricate all the elements, what are the various materials we are going to use? So these are the major materials we are going to use for the casting purpose, that is this concrete, and then steel, treated wood, aluminum, lightweight concrete, ceramic product, etc., etc. So these are not limited, but we can use another type of the admixtures or any kinds of additives which increase the strength of the concrete, okay. And another low cost materials also we can use in case of such prefabricated constructions. Then as far as concerned with the classifications of the prefabrication constructions, the prefabrication construction is classified as a small prefabrication, medium prefabrications, then large prefabrications, then partial fabrications. In case of the partial fabrication, means the base is fabricated with the help of concrete, and then the you can say the basement is fabricated with the help of concrete, and then the superstructure is fabricated with the help of steel. So such partial fabrication is also the one of the important classifications of the prefabrication constructions. Then open system fabrications, closed system fabrications, then total fabrication, cast inside fabrications, and off-site fabrications. So these are the classifications of the fabrication. So we will see one by one about all the fabrications. Now, as far as concerned with the building, okay. So for example, if you want to construct a building, G+2 buildings or more than that also, okay. So how the component parts of a particular building is fabricated with the help of such prefabrication technology. So the following are the fabricated building components. So first one is the column, okay. So we should know certain things about the columns. A column is a vertical member carrying the beam and the floor loads to the foundations. So column is a vertical member which carry the transverse load, okay, and which transfer that load to the foundations. So it is a compression member, and therefore the column connections is required to be proper. So to avoid the deflections, okay, to avoid the deflections, so we require the proper connections with the footings and with the beams and then slabs. Then the main principle involved in making column sections is to ensure continuity, and this can be achieved by a variety of methods. So this is another scope of the working in such prefabricated components. So while casting such as per your design, for example, 3.28 feet column if you want to cast, or 4 feet column if you want to cast in the factory, okay. So you have to give the design. So as per the design, all the columns or beams as per the design is casted in the factory, and then for casting certain methods we have to use, okay, and then as per the design we have to manufacture all the components. And column can be either rectangular, circular, or this square as per the designs, as per the drawing designs. Then precast column can be produced as either single story corbel column or multi-story corbel column. So these things we should remember as far as concerned with the prefabricated building components. That is, first one is the columns. So as per your design, you have to give the dimension to the in the factory, okay. There is a you can say this facility for casting such columns in the factory as per your design, and you will be get ready-made columns, and you can attach these columns on the site. Then these are the prefabricated columns, okay. So look at these photographs. So this is a vertical member, see here. So how the beam and column junctions will be there, and how it can be rested. These are the beams and these are the columns, and the slab is how it can rested. So there is a certain techniques and tools by which we can fabricate on a proper alignment on the site. So all the things we will see in a small video also. So don't worry about how to joint add these sections, or beam to column joint, and then the slab to column joint, and beam to column joint, how it can be casted or fabricated. We will see with the help of small video. Then the another component is the beam, okay. So beam are casted for the clear distance between the columns. All the main and secondary beams are small size of 300 mm by 300 mm. Varies reinforcement are provided at various conditions according to the movement, okay. So as per your design, as per the structural designer, whatever may be the design, he given in the factory. So according to that design, all the member is casted as per the proper methods. You can achieve a better strength as well. So don't worry about the quality control or the strength, how we can achieve the strength. So this is the tested technology, and these are going very you can say spreading this technology or accepting this such technology on the site in real manner. So as far as concerned with the beams, look at the another specifications. A square of 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter hole for a depth of 10 centimeter are provided on other side to achieve the connection with other beam reinforcement or the column reinforcement by proper welding. So look at this particular sentence here. A square of 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter hole for a depth of 10 centimeter are provided on either side, okay, to achieve the connection with the other beam reinforcement or the column reinforcement by proper welding. So after welding, the concrete has to be done at the column and beams. It is necessary to put side concreting, okay. So for the purpose, the top ends of the beam are tapered so that it will give access to the side concrete and for needle vibrators to get proper compaction. So these are the certain guidelines we should follow while casting the beams as a prefabricated components. Then look at these photographs. In these photographs, the beam is you can look at this prefabricated members on a particular factory. Okay, so all these components are casted in the factory itself as per your designs. Then another important things after casting the slab, beam, column, then staircase, column footing, then also we can cast the precast wall also available in the market. So a wall system can be classified as a flat or curved panels, windows or the Mullinian panels, also rib panel or double T panel. So in today's scenario, a wall system is also prefabricated in the factory. So directly as per your height and the width and the thickness, what should be the thickness, what should be the length, and what should be the height for such wall. So as per your requirement, if you give the requirement in the factory, the wall may be casted and you can bring all the wall and you can join with certain techniques, and you can achieve or you can save your time and the materials also and labors also. So as far as concerned with the classification of wall panel, the classification of wall panel is based upon the size, then material use, then functions, location, cross section, and stressing. So as far as your size point of view, what should be the dimension which we have to provide on the actual site, and the material use, then what is the functions and the locations of your site. It is located, your building site is located on the city area or outside the city area. So such kinds of the things we should consider while classifications of the wall panel, and then cross section, and what is the base methods for the stressing. So these are the classifications of wall panel. Then the another important things we should look into considerations, that is the National Building Code. So your all the building components should satisfy the this requirement as far as concerned with the National Building Code. The first one is that look at these specifications here. The components as per the NBC, that is the National Building Code. The prefabricated dimension of precast elements shall be as follows. First is the flooring and roofing scheme. Okay, the flooring and roofing scheme. So as far as concerned with the flooring and roofing scheme, the precast slab or other precast structural flooring units length, as far as concerned with the length, nominal length shall be in multiple of 1 meter. So whatever may be the length, if you want to give for a particular slab panel, so it should be in the multiple of 1 meter. And the second one is as far as concerned with the width of the slab. So nominal width shall be in the multiple of 0.5 meter, and the thickness of the slab, overall thickness of the slab shall be in the multiple of 0.1 meter. So these are the specification is provided as far as concerned with the precast structural flooring units as per the NBC. Okay. Then as far as concerned with the another members, that is the beam. So we should follow this the specifications regarding about the beam also. As far as concerned with the length, nominal length shall be in the multiple of 1 meter. Okay. Then width of the beam, nominal width shall be in the multiple of 0.1 meter, and the third one is overall depth, that is the overall depth of the floor zone shall be in the multiple of 0.1 meter. So this is the specification as per the National Building Code. Then another things we should follow as far as concerned with the column, the height of the column for the industrial and other building in the multiple of 1 meter, and the lateral dimensions, the overall lateral dimensions or the diameter of column shall be in the multiple of 0.1 meter. And then the things with the wall thickness, as far as concerned with the thickness, the nominal thickness of the wall shall be in the multiple of 0.1 meter. So as per the National Building Code, we should satisfy this particular specification. We should follow this specification while giving the or while analysis part and the design part point of view. Then look at the things at this stage. Whatever may be the material we are going to use to cast the prefabricated components. So look at the material property. So as far as concerned with the concrete, steel reinforcement, structural steel and bolts. So as far as concerned with the concrete, the precast concrete shall have a highest possible quality in terms of strength and durability. Then in any part of the mold, the concrete should ensure zero segregation, honeycombing and minimum vibrations. Okay. So there should not be any segregations. Okay, segregations of the water cement ratio, or the segregation of the water or cement slurry from the aggregate, coarse aggregate. So such things should not be there, or the any honeycombing or any wild sheaf remains in the while casting the any type of the components. Then such things should be avoided while casting such members. Okay, the materials used for concrete pass through the good quality control process. So we should look into considerations the quality control process. Then computerized batching is preferable. So in case of the prefabricated construction point of view, whatever may be the batching, we have to follow the computerized batching. Okay, is preferable to produce the concrete in a specified workability and the strength. So to achieve the good workability and the strength, so we should follow the computerized batching. Okay, then concrete must ensure correct compaction to a density of 2400 kg per meter cube. So this is small specifications about the concrete which are going to be used in the constructions of the prefabricated components. Then another thing is that we should think over the steel reinforcement. So as far as concerned with the steel reinforcement, so precast element if necessary is heavily reinforced because they are cast horizontally, and high tensile rib bar should be used in the tension zone or the tensile zone. Okay, and the another important things we should also specify in case of the steel reinforcement. that is, the mild steel are used in place of shear links and the projection loops. Okay, and bar diameter commonly used as 8 to 10 mm for column strips, and then 10 to 12 mm for beam strip, and 16 to 40 mm for flexural bars. Then welded mesh are used in flat units such as slabs and the panels. So there are two types of the strands used in case of the pre-tensioning: plain or intended, or 7 wire helical strands. Uh, so in this specification, only limited specification is given about the steel reinforcement. Now if you want to do the means if you want to have a good knowledge regarding about this steel reinforcement, so go to through the precast unit. Okay, precast unit of the any kind of the member for better understanding of the steel reinforcement. Then the structural steel and bolts. Okay, so as far as concerned with this structural steel and bolts, structural steel are widely used as a prefabricated structures, rolled rectangular, square hollow sections, channel and angles, and built-up structures. Then universal beam and column may be cast into a precast element where the ray capacity exhausted. So these are the specifications about the structural steel and the bolt. Then at this stage, I would like to play a small video so you can clear how the technology is going on.
The following video will illustrate advanced modern methods of construction, specifically precast reinforced concrete. With more traditional methods of construction, to construct a building would require a lot of space surrounding the site to store material and for construction vehicles to work and move around the site. Construction takes a very long time, creates a lot of noise and disturbance for the surrounding population, and creates an excessive amount of waste. This also requires a large workforce to carry out the various skilled site trades required, and coupled with the well-publicized skill shortage, poses huge challenges to the budget and delivery of new building projects. Having a large workforce on site also carries greater risks to health and safety. When considering more traditional methods, increased temporary works is required when compared to off-site methods. Today's modern methods of construction have advanced greatly, particularly precast concrete, which increases efficiency in every area. The building's components are constructed off-site in a factory environment with a quality control process that results in a robust, high-quality solution. These components are then delivered to site on a just-in-time basis, then lifted directly off the vehicles and installed into their final location. The exterior wall units, called sandwich panels, consist of a structural inner leaf, an insulating layer, and a pre-finished outer leaf. The outer leaf is connected to and supported by the inner leaf using proprietary plastic ties, sandwiching the insulating layer in between. Provide a ready-made exterior with a variety of finishes and an interior surface ready for direct decoration. They come pre-fitted with doors, windows, conduits, and are the most fire-resistant build methods available due to the insulation being totally encased by the walls, floors, and roof slabs. Installation is clever but simple. To satisfy approved document A of the building regulations, the sandwich panel walls and internal solid walls have continuous vertical ties. All floors are horizontally tied to their supports. The units are then fully grouted to provide a three-dimensional tight structure. Placed on top of these are precast slabs that cover an entire room. They can have cast-in conduits for lighting and recesses for bathroom pods. Alternatively, hollow-core precast concrete planks are used for longer spanning areas. These flooring units are lifted onto their final bearing directly from the delivery vehicles. The units do not require any temporary propping, and once grouted, they act as a diaphragm, which transfers the lateral forces to the cross walls, subsequently transfers these forces down to the foundations to achieve stability. A precast building can be erected in as much as half the time as a traditionally constructed building. It is much more cost-effective, as off-site construction also eliminates the need for on-site storage and a large workforce. Only a small crew is needed, which also benefits greatly for health and safety and follow-on trades. The building can also be constructed in tight urban areas with very little noise pollution or interruption to the surrounding community. The versatility of this off-site solution means that precast concrete construction can be used in a broad spectrum of applications, such as hotels, hostels, social housing, student accommodation, apartment buildings, and prisons. There are other modern methods of construction, but lack the benefits of precast construction. Precast reinforced concrete units have the strength and durability. They come pre-fitted with doors, windows, and conduits for services. The units also have a finished exterior, and interior services are suitable for direct decoration, which eliminates the need for dry-lined walls and suspended ceilings. The thermal mass properties of the exposed concrete enable it to absorb, store, and later radiate heat. Daytime temperatures can be reduced up to 5 degrees. Precast reinforced concrete is inherently fire resistant, eliminating the need for site-applied fire protection and subsequently maintenance-free. Precast components are rapidly installed, with units delivered as they are needed, allowing follow-on trades access to the building much sooner and with no obstructions. Temporary works is not required, installation is quiet, no storage space required, and is suitable for tight construction sites. Much greater reduction in waste as units are made to order. And of course, with all the above taken into account, it is much more cost effective. Thank you for watching.
So this is about the, you can say, the benefit of such kind of the prefabricated constructions. Okay. So the strength and durability is achieved a greater way. The doors, windows, and conduit pre-fitted. Finished exterior surfaces will achieve. Interior suitable for direct decorations. Then thermal mass properties means, thermal mass properties means what? This is casted under control conditions. Okay. So whatever may be the rays which is coming from the sun, it is directly you can say reflected back. Okay, and you will be get cooling effect inside the building. So this is one of the important, you can say, the benefit as far as concerned with the prefabricated construction. So maintenance free, fire resistance will be there, then installation is fast and efficient. No scaffolding is required because it is directly connected one by one. Quick installation, no disturbance to the nearby area also. No storage space required. So in case of the traditional work, we require storage of all the materials. So in this case, we cannot require, and then suitable for tight construction site and reduction in waste and the cost effective. So these are the benefit you can achieve with the help of such a technology. Then the real site problems. Okay, so in 2 to 5 minutes we will see certain problems or certain techniques by which we can use on the real site, and how the beam, column, and slab junctions, or how the connections will be done with the help of this particular, in this particular technology. Okay, so look at this particular the pictures, prefabricated structures. Now look at this row housing. Okay, so for a particular area, for example, row housing is going to be constructed. Okay, so see here, the structures are made from the prefabricated components. All these row houses are prefabricated. These are the prefabricated wall panels. Okay, so see here, these are the panels uh, which is available as per your designs. If you give the length, breadth, and the thickness, I required such panels. So only you have to give your requirement design specifications. So according to your design specifications, all the prefabricated wall is constructed in the factory. Okay. Now look at here joint. Okay, so this is the details of two vertical joints of the wall panels. How the wall panels is wall to wall joint. Okay, so at this stage only you should remember how the wall panel joint will be there, but exact how the wall panel joint will be done with a certain technology. So we require the site visit. Okay, so we will arrange after this pandemic situation, if the college is begin. After reopening of the college, we will see one of the important row houses is going on, construction of the row house is going on. So how the wall to wall joint or beam to column joint will be there. So on the we required a site visit. Okay, but at this stage, look at the certain things as far as concerned with this technology. So the wall panel are designed according to the opening in the wall like doors and windows, etc. See here, all such cases will be there. So this is as per your designs. Only you have to fix as per your the detailed drawings. Okay. So this is a particular beam which is rest and the slab is rested over this particular beam. Then prefabricated column is there. So this is a complete, you can say, the structural members we are going to suppose to erect on the site. And then these are the stirrups. Stirrups means what? It support the main reinforcement. It hold the main reinforcement in the proper position. So this is about the column details and the component of one prefabricated structure. So this is a real site pictures how the things is going on the actual site. Then another in this particular you can say the photographs. Look at this particular things. Prefabricated structures is there. Now here we have the slab. Then this is a wall, and this is a particular beam. Okay. So how the slab to slab joint will be there. So look at here. This is a main reinforcement and how the duct or the hole is provided here to connect the another kind of job slab. Okay. So according to your one way or two way slab, all the facility will be there to join the one way or two way slabs. So here riser or hook or treads. So as far as concerned with the staircase also, so these are the things which is related to the staircase. Then these are the fabricated staircase. So look at this in these pictures how the construction is going on. But particularly to know the details, okay. So we will required visit on the site, and we also required a certain technique how the slab to slab joint, beam to beam, or column to slab joint. So we required a particular visit. Now look at this particular another prefabricated structures. So how the thing is going on here means slab to beam. Okay. So look at this particular in this particular beam also. So same design will be there. We required the main reinforcement, then we required the stirrups. But how the things is going on here, how the change is in the top of the beam will be there, or the column will be there. So such things we should remember. Then as far as concerned with the column to beam connections, so how the column to beam connection will be there. This is a column and this is a horizontal member beam. Then angle cleat will be there to hold the this particular joint in a proper positions. Okay. So these prefabricated components are used to support the beam or the columns. So if you want to see the real world problems, then we are going to see the certain things which is going on the actual site. Then and then only we can see how the beam to column and column to beam joint is going on. But at this stage, for your theory point of view, if the question is like this, uh, describe the beam to column or column to slab joint in case of the prefabricated structure. So you need to draw a simple diagram, and you need to you can say label the diagram and then explain how the joint is going on. So these things we should remember. So another important things I would like to share with you. This is another photographs here, hollow core slab sections. So see here, this is a hollow slab sections. Then as per your requirement on the site, we require such assembly, wall panel, hook, reinforcement, wall panel to panel joint. So final prefabricated this is a, you can say, the assembly hall. Okay, so such things we can complete or we can construct with the help of such technology, prefabricated technology. Then again, this is a particular things I would like to share with you, beam to slab joint. Okay, how the beam to slab joint will be there. So we again require one lectures to know the details, but at this stage you should remember how the things is going on in case of the prefabricated structures. Then again look at this prefabricated structures, expansion space provided, how the expansion, where the expansion space is provided, then how the reinforcement and the wall panel is casted with each other. So this is a particular things, and what do's and don'ts. Okay, so we also should know what to do with this joint and what not to do with this particular technology. So do's and don'ts we should follow, we should remember. Then we have certain limitations regarding about this particular technology. These are the certain limitation. Size of the unit, location of window opening has a limited variety. Joint detail are predefined. Site access and storage capacity require high quality control. Then enable interaction between design phase and the production planning, difficult to handling and transporting. So these are the limitation of this particular technology. Now we will stop here. If anybody wants to ask any questions related to this particular lecture, then this is the open forum for all of you, open lecture for all of you, can ask the questions.